Tim Ferriss is the legend of Cockpunch.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude, I saw this shit. 10,000 or not 10,000. What was it? 5,000?
It's a 5,555 collection. The mint price was 0.3 Ethereum. Out of the gate, it went to and stayed around 1.5. They've been revealed, which when I was doing preparation for the show, they had not been revealed yet. So I'm very interested to see what they look like. You know what? Let me make them a lot bigger. Hold on. Let's do this. Then I don't have to click on each one because I've got so many tabs open already. So let's do this. Let's get rid of that. And that should show them nice and big.
Hey, what do you think? Because I'm not quite sure what to think about this art, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I like it. It looks pretty. It looks clean. Down. It looks well done.
Sure. It's just like when I think of Tim Ferriss, that's not exactly what comes to my mind about Tim Ferriss. So maybe it's a good thing. You know, maybe Tim Ferriss is looking to jump into Web3 and create a new personality or something, but I'm not.
Well, he is. He's trying to make a brand. He's trying to make a brand called Cockpunch. I mean, imagine hitting someone's cock with that glove. Someone's chicken, obviously. So he's making this brand. There's a couple of interesting things here. First of all, let's just have a look here at the activity. You can see here that the average price on the day of mint was 1.45 ETH. They did more ETH volume, 3,000 ETH. They did more ETH volume in one day than like 5 or 6 good collections combined for the whole month. Okay, that's a huge amount of Ethereum. It's hard to put into perspective how good that is. Also, to sell out 5,555 at 0.3 in this market is really, really impressive. The more interesting thing for me over here is that he has outright said that he is not committing, that he's not promising anything on this project whatsoever. Like literally nothing, that you're buying the NFT. He has said that the profits of the primary sale, so not the secondary, of the primary sale are going to a non-profit called CØCKPUNCH Foundation. Now, the only thing there that's sort of like, I looked at the foundation and guess who owns the foundation?
Oh, God, wait.
Tim Ferriss.
Okay.
It's his own charity foundation, which to me, I mean, and he hasn't hidden that. So, I was in the spaces. I did have whitelist for this. I minted and I sold at a nice profit. But he didn't hide it. But it does raise a little bit of eyebrows because in the end of the day, if you're running your own foundation, and it does seem 100% like it's a legitimate foundation in my opinion, but you can still be taking a salary, and I don't know if he is or if he isn't, but he could be taking a massive salary, and in effect, everyone else is thinking, okay, this is all for charity. 100% of the proceeds are being donated to the CØCKPUNCH Foundation, and maybe not realizing on the other side, he could not be taking any salary from this foundation and could be doing great work. And knowing Tim Ferriss, for those of you who don't know Tim Ferriss, he is one of the most respected business guys in the world. I mean, he's really, really popular. He wrote the 4-Hour Work Week, which was a huge bestseller and still is a bestseller. I mean, he's probably close to a billionaire, legitimately. He really is well known, well respected in the space. So I highly doubt that he would do anything that would go against his reputation. You can see here a modest following of 27,000 on Twitter, good engagement. If you go to his personal Twitter, though, here you can see really what we're talking about. 1.8 million followers on Twitter. He's got his own blog. Here, he's not hiding that he's the founder of the CØCKPUNCH Foundation. He's an angel investor in early startups. So you can see he's got these 5 books. The 4-Hour Work Week's the one I know. But a lot of them have been bestsellers. So there, it's interesting to me on a lot of levels because, as I said, he has said he is going to be launching a podcast, and that the funds will be used towards that. But by owning one of these NFTs, you don't get any proceeds from that podcast. Let's say he launches this podcast and gets a massive sponsorship deal. You're not going to get anything for being a holder for it. And he said that. I mean, he's not trying to promise you something and then not deliver. He's promising you nothing. And saying, I might deliver, I might not.
So it was just a PFP community-focused drop. That's all it is then, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
There's no Discord.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't have any problem with his charity thing. I'm gonna do that. That's why the Jewish Kingdom is an umbrella term. It's supposed to be there as an umbrella term, so I can do anything and call it the Jewish Kingdom. So like eventually, I want to have like the Jewish Kingdom Foundation or something like that. And so I get the whole thing of like wanting to control that whole thing. As far as like him just dropping a project that has no promise of anything, like that's fine, I guess. I just don't like. I would. If you're not going to do anything, that I at least would like to know some kind of direction as to like, what are you trying to do at all with this? Like, I want to know something. Is there really no information? Like not even kind of something?
No, there is a lot of information, and it says like he's also very notable in the proof ecosystem. And so there's going to be doing a podcast, and he says, I'm trying to find it for you. It's on a different website that I'm looking for, and he says, like, we're promising you nothing at all. We may do one or two things, but we're really promising you absolutely nothing. Wonder if I can get there. Where was the mint? Here we go. I know. I want to find the mint link because that took you to a completely different website that I thought I had open. Here it's just full of all the reveals. COCKPUNCH.com. Let's see, that takes us to where I'm thinking. No, it doesn't. Wonder where the mint was, because I really want to show you the Q&A is like literally like, we're not promising you anything at all. Maybe it will be in this Decrypt article that I was reading. It's also COCKPUNCH.com. So that basically it's a story NFT, making a story with it, but don't expect anything for buying into it. But you're doing a good deed because you're donating to the charity. And if we feel like it, we might have, something in store, but we promise you nothing, and we can leave it as soon as we want if we want. Like straight up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, for anyone who's watching who doesn't know Tim Ferriss, he's about as good as it gets. He's pretty much as good as it gets for high-level entrepreneurs that you'd want to put your money into. It doesn't mean he's going to do anything particularly good with this, but it does show, like, if I was to label him with one word, I would probably just put competent. He's just very competent. He's very capable. And so I imagine he's got something cool cooking for this. But as far as him having something cool and it delivering money to your wallet, that's something I don't think you could guarantee yourself. He might do something really cool, but that does not mean the floor price would go up and you get a return on that investment. Like, I'm not sure exactly what he's trying to do here. That's why it's kind of tough, because it's like, why would anyone at any point buy into it? And if it's not a community, then like, if it's not a community and there's no promise of anything, then I don't know what it is. It's just like, but I don't know what you're buying.
Here we go. This is what I saw. So it's actually on the pre-mint page that I saw it. Okay. So please understand that our only NFT license agreements and privacy. This is not the information below, legally binding. Okay. What is COCKPUNCH? Legends of COCKPUNCH is a tale of a fantastical world, a place where few things are what they seem. It's not for the faint of heart, nor is it for those easily offended. But if you're ready for a bizarre ride that you won't soon forget, consider your private invitation. It's an experimental world-building fiction by Tim Ferriss. That's me. Well, that's him. And first ever emergent long fiction project of its kind. More on my bio in another bullet, but some of the basics are below. Started buying Bitcoin in the early whatever. This experiment's been planned for the better part of a year. The 8 great houses are established. The whole point is to embrace fun, dive into creativity, and put irrelevance at the core. So don't take it too seriously. For more information on the Genesis story, please listen to the podcast with Proof, Kevin Rose. Who's behind this? We know that. How will the primary sales proceeds be used? That's for the Sensei Foundation, which we spoke about. Okay, that's not relevant. Trademarks not relevant. Is there utility? Nope. Other than the commercial rights you get with your NFT, there is no planned utility, no planned roadmap, and no planned Discord. But there might be a few surprises in store. As Barry Schwartz once said, the secret to happiness is low expectations. So he's hinting that they might do something. please keep this in mind throughout this entire FAQ. And if I'm being honest, after a few drinks, I dislike the over-promising roadmaps of a lot of Web3, and it gets my knickers in a twist when artists feel like they have all they need to become a tech startup. However, there are a few things I can say. Number one, Cockpunch is easily the most creative fun I've had in years. I've been waking up excited and going to bed laughing my ass off. Okay, so that doesn't really give me any utility. Number two, I'm launching a new fiction podcast dedicated to Cockpunch. It's tentatively stated for one season of roughly 10 episodes. I'm cross-promoting the launch of my main podcast, The Tim Ferriss Show, on social media and in my other newsletters. And number three, the above podcast episodes will also be published in written word on my blog, which for ages is one of the most popular blogs, and I'm confident that readers will show up and the site's English. So it's literally, he's just launching another podcast series called Cockpunch.
Yeah. Well, damn, bro. I mean, should
I consider this an investment? No, it's an art project for me.
Look, you're tying yourself to Tim Ferriss here. If you're buying this project, you're pretty much buying because it's Tim Ferriss. It's a similar project to like Iman Gadzhi, except he's offering even less. But he's basically just, I mean, I'm sure half the people in here are people that he knows that have a high net worth, that have no desire to sell. So that's going to be helpful for him as far as like a potential, this would be a project which would have like a potentially high floor that just sits there because of how many high net worth people are probably in this project. So it potentially could be that kind of thing. But I have no idea, man. Like a Gary V's type of situation where he's saying, I'm trying to take this to Disney level is much more compelling than buying into this, to be honest.
Sure.
Like I'd rather buy into VeeFriends Series 2 than this.
Me too, bro. This is, look, it's 2 or 3 days in. It is revealing, and we know it always drops dramatically. Yeah. But I mean, if you bought in at 1.5 Ethereum, and the floor is now, it's just gone down a 0.05 since we've been talking about it. It's now 0.6. But you can't blame Tim Ferriss. I mean, this is all on you. He's made it incredibly clear that you can expect nothing. He's just having fun. That's what he's made it clear.
Yeah, and I'm down for that. I mean, if you set your things like that and the parameters are set, people know it. I have no problem with something like this. I mean, this is something like if I dropped a project that was big, it would be this. It would be this style.
Yeah, then if anyone wants to, as you said, be attached to him in some way, buy it, but expect nothing. And you might be surprised, you might not. Right. So yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I'm not interested in holding it long term. I was very happy to flip it. It was the first good flip that I've had in this